What's up, guys, and welcome back to another Vampy Lizard video. This is episode 7, I believe, of the new City Skylines City series. And in today's episode, we're going to be building a fancy cargo port. And to begin with that, we need to remove our existing industrial area. I'm just going to wipe out a ton of the buildings at first, and probably either next episode or later on in this episode, this area will be completely rebuilt. And what we're going to do first is we're going to be connecting up a freeway that'll take all the truck traffic, and that'll be taking it into the city, into the port of the city, as well. And we are also going to be connecting up this freeway to the old, just big road that was here if you want to get in the city from this freeway exit. But that is coming later on. For now, we're just kind of rebuilding this interchange to turn it into like a freeway interchange instead of just a regular road interchange. Getting rid of some of the nodes and making it just look a little nicer. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be connecting this up into the cargo area. And this is not the final way this place is going to look. In a moment, I'm going to erase all of this. And the reason why is it just looks messy. And these guys were being a little annoying as well, so just decided, you know what? Let's just completely restart this. As well as the quays were just not the way I liked. And there we go. And one other thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lower this area by like half of the height that it originally was. I just looked and it just seemed a little too high for the walls to be up. Did not seem realistic at all. And the way we're going to make this a real flat surface is, first off, we're going to be placing the quay down. And then I also switched sides for the some of the cargo harbors, which are going to be the only functional cargo harbors in this port. The rest is going to be mostly just for decoration. Because mainly the idea of this city is not to have like a vanilla playthrough. No, the idea of this city is that we want a good looking sort of American style coastal city. Taking inspiration, as you know, from a lot of places. New York, a bit of San Francisco and Boston, of course, as well as a tiny bit from Chicago, but not really too much. Anyways, we're just going to be adding some giant cranes here first off, and then now we're going to be adding in the road areas inside the actual cargo harbor area. And we're going to be, of course, having a lot of cargo storage, and that's going to be built coming soon. And now, finally, we are going to be starting to place our containers, container storage areas down. Initially, I thought that it would be a sideways building, and that they would be sideways connecting to the roads that I'm building right now. However, soon I'm going to notice that that's not the way it actually is. So we're going to add a few more roads than I initially meant to, but, you know, it's whatever. I think it's kind of still pretty realistic. I was taking some inspiration for some real life ports, including the one in San Francisco, mainly, but as well as some other ones. And they do have large areas of containers, which is what we're building right now, as you can see. And we're also going to have, for down over here, it's not going to be mainly a container port. As you can see, there are different types of crane. These are just going to be mostly bulk stuff. So we're going to be adding a bunch of other storage areas, as well as these warehouses, which actually do serve a function in the City Skylines game, storing more raw materials and stuff from industrial zones, which will be a little more useful once we actually have a few more industrial zones, because right now we don't actually have any real industry. We just got a few buildings of the generic industry. Either the next episode or the episode after is where we are going to actually start building some real industrial zones, possibly a mine, and then some an oil drilling area, as well, of course, as a farm, as there is lots of open farming area in this place. And we're just gonna finish off this most of the storage. I'm adding some lumber storage and some more warehouses, as well as some oil and ore storage. No actual farming storage. I look back now and I've realized that I have not built any farming storage actually, which I'm not sure if is good or bad, but I will probably remedy that situation in the coming episodes. And now we've connected up the freeway to the rest of the cargo hub area, this cargo industrial area, and now we're connecting up the one-way street, which is the main loop of this area for trucks coming in. They can just take a loop around and get back out. And another important thing that I really haven't used in the past is parking lots. This is either for parking lots for people who work at the docks, or you know, for cars that are going to be sent onto ships and shipped out in the sea. However, that wasn't really well done, and there's still, I believe, a lack of parking spaces in this area. And then there was one more important thing that I'd forgotten, which is railway connection, of course. Most large docks areas usually have some sort of rail connection coming into the area, and I'd completely forgotten about that. So we're just gonna remedy that situation right now, and I'm trying to figure out how I can do this without having to break up that ore dome. However, as you can see, we just had to push a road right through it, which isn't the most beautiful, but you're not really gonna notice it from a bird's eye view. And now I'm just adding a few growables, but those mostly are gonna be removed later on. And now we are adding the cargo train transport, cargo rail cargo hub, and we're going to be connecting that up to the rail system in a bit. We had a few more warehouses, and then now removing the old one, as well as fixing a few little weird things in this area. Remove that, and then we're going to connect up the rails to the main rail cargo hub. We're gonna build up a bit and then cross this area, move the power plant, and then boom, connected just like that. Very simple. Nothing super fancy here. I was thinking about adding some sort of freight rail yard, which I still may do in the future. It's probably not going to be right here, but it's going to be in the general area. I really do love building them, so there's definitely going to be one nearby. And now, just gotta, there's one major thing that I'd kind of forgotten, and this is going to be the toll booth. In real life, it would be more like a truck checking security kind of thing, just so that, you know, there aren't bombs in the trucks to blow up some ships or whatever. But for now, we're just going to be using a regular toll booth. It'll help bring in some extra income for our city, even though we don't really need money, of course. But, you know, I think it looks kind of nice. And later on, we're also going to build one on the exit. And this is partially also, in a way, we're doing it to try and encourage the Sims to use rail to transport cargo within the city. And later on, I'm going to be adding a rail cargo hub over in the city, so that if you want to get stuff from the cargo area into the city, you don't always have to rely on trucks. I'm going to have it so that you can take a train, or we'll take a cargo train, and that's going to be a shuttle basically between the cargo area and the commercial zones within the city. We're going to also add a ferry terminal here, not a terminal but a depot, just because in the future we are going to want to add some ferries in this city, connecting up all the, because there is quite a bit of water in this city. Anyways, we've got a few more things to do. Add a dummy ship, and then there's one more ship that I want to do, which I actually didn't have, but I had to go get it real quick. Also adding a shipwreck. And yes, I'm looking around trying to see if I could find the ship that I was looking for, but I could not. So I had to come back and then I added this bulk carrier ship, which we added over by the bulk crane area. And then now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be actually rebuilding this interchange so that people can still get into the city from this freeway interchange, as well as, of course, being able to go to the cargo area. Now, this interchange was a little tricky because there really isn't too much area to work with. I also wanted to make something not super big and something that looks bad. One of the goals in this city, of course, is to have a actually good looking city, and interchanges really are not the most beautiful thing in this game, or in cities in general, I believe. Now we only have to add one more exit, just like so. Have it come over and then connect it up. It's not the worst interchange in the world. Maybe sometime in the future I will make it smaller and better looking, but for now, that is just what it looks like. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.